Here's your cute little reminder that even in this horrible, terrible state of the country, that we are living in a time with our first gay president.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It is the 28th of August, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I've explained it to you guys a couple times now why I continue to do this, why I continue to do what most people would just refer to as liberal tears videos. It's not the way I look at my channel whatsoever. Yes, of course, there is some clips that are funny. There is some clips we do come across some tears still here and there. The reason I continue to do this channel is to keep pushing for the truth, to keep exposing the truth that's on the other side of the playing field. And after what took place in Minnesota yesterday, I feel a little defeated for a little bit there today, guys. I was feeling a little bit defeated because you feel like you kind of keep putting up a fight, you keep putting up a fight, you keep putting up a fight. Something happens, and the way that they react on the left could just kind of tear it all down. I know I shouldn't expect anything bigger from them whatsoever, but the way that they've reacted and the way that they've handled this situation is just as expected. They're using it for political purposes. They literally just look at children like they're political trophies. But one of the most disgusting talking points that they're bringing up and they keep trying to focus on is they're saying, we don't want to hear anybody talk about thoughts and prayers. That's absolutely shameful. So despite what those deranged liberals think, I think it's important that we all extend thoughts and prayers for those poor families that suffered this tragedy yesterday. With that being said, let's get into it.
And you know what? There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. You know, especially at these religious areas, you know, hey, we've had enough of your kind coming after public schools, right? It's about time, yeah, churches and Catholic schools and religious schools, it's about time they get their turn. That's what I think. That's what I think. I'm just going to sit back and watch people do it. And I'm going to fucking laugh. I'm laughing about yesterday. You guys want to laugh about us? We're going to laugh about you.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Okay, in that case, bread doesn't make sandwiches. People make sandwiches. Cars don't drive people to work. People drive people to work.
This is a message to you white Americans in the United States. You really think that because you have a fucking felon as a president, you are a superior race. And maybe in your heads you are, but not to the real world. So remember that when you're out here freaking trying to mess with people in customer service. Because people forget, I can always clock out. Everyone can always clock out and give you the what you deserve. Being white is not a privilege. Being white, and let's point out, was possible because y'all are inbreeds. Being white, it's a skin condition. There's nothing to be proud of.
I just had to call out these fucking teenagers at the H&M and Deffert Mall because they were going around to all the mannequins and putting the left arms up so that way they were doing a Nazi salute and they were like, I said, yo, you think that's fucking funny? Do you think that's fucking funny? Come here right now, do it again right now. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, yeah, that's what I fucking thought, you little bitch. And then they fucking all grouped up and walked out, little ass fucking pussies. I'm like, hey, do you want me to show you what we do to fucking Nazis around here? Do you want me to fucking show you? Keep running on, little bitch, keep running.
Put a finger down if your husband is trans and he lost his job due to harassment. Put a finger down if someone has been following your husband and video recording him just because. Put a finger down if someone has came to your home just to intimidate you. Put a finger down if that same person who was a male decided that it was a good idea to ask you if your husband had twigs and berries in his pants. This is why we need to move.
Another white man, either a white teenager or a white man, killed children in a school. Not a trans person, not a gay person, not an immigrant, a white man. Yeah, I have white fatigue. I said it. I have white fatigue.
How do we make change? Guillotines in the street. How do we make guillotines in the street? Billionaires should be afraid of us. Billionaires should be trying to keep the general population happy so we don't come after them for their resources that they're hoarding. Guillotines in the street. Guillotines in the street.
Men, especially straight cis men, are inherently violent, and that is why the world is as fucked up as it is. You cannot change my mind. I will die on this hill. There's just too much evidence and proof out there to persuade me otherwise.
I'm so sick of this, y'all. This shouldn't happen. There's no excuse for this. And it seems like school pew-pewing season starts earlier and earlier every year. And we just allow it. I feel terrible for the kids. I feel so bad for not just the victims, but the people who witnessed it and will now have to live with that for the rest of their lives. I don't feel bad for their parents. This happened at a Catholic school. There should have been no children there at all. We know what the church does to kids, so I feel terrible for the kids. May the universe protect them from their Catholic parents. And the church. Y'all can shove your thoughts and prayers right where the brightest of the suns don't shine. So far up that black hole of yours that even your God can't see 'em or hear 'em. Because I'm all out of compassion for Christian nationalists. Fuck y'all. You did this.
Sir, right off the bat, and it's not because you're a transgender woman, you're a pretty disgusting individual. For coming out and putting out a video like this 24 hours after something like this happens, you virtue signaled at the whole beginning of your video. And do you think these parents, that's what they want to hear coming from you with that flag behind you? Now you got to look at this realistically. I know your intent here. You're trying to show like, look, the trans community, we're not all like this. And we're not saying you're all like this. It's not just a transgender thing. It's not like the history of these situations happening have all been transgender people. A majority of them, and it's undeniable, they can deny it all they want, has leaned to the left. Has there been people that were on the right that have committed this act? Yes, there has been. Majority have been liberals. Statistics don't lie. You can look that up. But for you to have the nerve to hop in front of your camera, sitting in front of that flag, and hit record, and spew out fake empathetic words and rubbing fake tears from your eyes, and then having the nerve to say, I don't feel bad for the parents, those kids shouldn't have been there in the first place. We all know what churches do to kids. Do you realize how that looks? Have you even stopped for a second and thought while you were editing your video, before you posted it up, did you not stop and think, is this a good idea? Should I be hitting publish video? Did you really think that this was going to turn out well? I don't even have to look at the comments of your video. I'm assuming you're getting a lot of hate comments on there. To the rest of the transgender community, I know you guys have been getting a lot of flack today. It's expected. You guys got to look at the situation that has happened. And I know despite the fact I don't agree with your lifestyle, I know that there is some people out there that do have good hearts and good intent. But let it be known, it's members like this guy right here in your community that pisses people off. This individual here should have not uploaded this video. This was not the right time or place to do it. The only thing here that this individual here accomplished was just rubbing more salt in the wound of people that are already hurting from losing children, some people that have injured children, and some people that have critical children, by a heinous crime that was committed by an individual from your community. So this was just a terrible, terrible idea. For those of you out there that understood and actually used critical thinking and knew that today was not really a good day and not a really good idea to film a video addressing this situation, I tip my hat off to you. But again, a reminder, it's individuals like this person right here that gives your community a bad name, that stirs the pot. This is poking the bear. And it would be really nice if you guys could not have the victim mentality over this. And instead of automatically going on defense and standing united, maybe a couple of you guys should call out individuals like this that thought this was a good idea to upload videos on a day like today after a situation that just happened yesterday that involved somebody from your community.
So here's an idea for everyone that wants to make their employees return to office. Sure, I'll return to office if my day starts at 9, not before. My commute counts as part of my day, so you get to make that decision. I can either waste half an hour or however long it takes people to commute, you know, or I can work from my desk. You pick.
I didn't want to talk about this, but we need to talk about this. Minneapolis, another school shooting, a Catholic school. 2 of those children are dead. 17 of them are injured. The shooter, a 23-year-old man I'm not gonna say his name because his name doesn't deserve to be spread. He doesn't deserve the publicity. But you know who does deserve the publicity? The current administration, who has promised that they were going to protect the kids and keep kids safe. And so far that's been nothing but failure after failure for this administration. So what do we do now?
Guns don't kill people, people kill people. That's what they say, right? Yeah, you know what? And in the US, the #1 way they do that with children is with guns. Guns. It's the number one cause of death for children in the US. So yeah, people kill people with guns. People kill children, specifically, with guns. #1 cause of death for children. People kill children with guns.
Dude, I know. The fucking hindsight is killing me with this. It all happened so fucking fast, and I couldn't even pull my phone out in time. Like, my girlfriend and her brother were standing on the other side of the store, so they hardly saw anything that happened. And you know, when you see videos like this online, you're like, oh, I can't wait for some shit like that to happen to me in public, because it's gonna go the fuck down. And then it happens, and you're not prepared because you just don't think. You just start crashing the fuck out, because why are you making a mannequin do a fucking Nazi salute? And they all have the same fucking haircut. That big fucking, like, all that hair in the front where it's just, it looks like this. It's all fucking, like, it's the dumbest haircut I've ever seen.
Listen, you dumb fucking cunt. I have 80 fucking accounts, okay? That fucking chode. Yeah, it is. We are the modern ones. You're right. You're right. We're not putting up with any of your fucking bullshit, you cunt. Right? And that fucking chode can come right on over. Yeah. Yeah. Come right on over. Go fuck yourself, you fucking whore.
Angry. Go out, buy a gun. It's okay to be angry.
Get out of my face now!
If you try to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom,
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
be the last mistake you ever make.
It is ma'am.
Find that anger.
Just because, hey.
Harness it to do good in the world. This anger.
Done, man. We can just make a batch and say that some of us. Well.
Anger is probably my primary source of motivation.
Come on, call me, Fergie.
The thing is, you don't have to leave.
You don't know.
For everything that I do.
Cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance.
You are.
It was a call to action or call to arms.
It's not. Sorry.
Don't be afraid to show your anger.
I'm an elementary school teacher, and I work to make all of my students become transgender. As an educator, it is my responsibility to form the next generation of world leaders, and I believe that the future of our world rests in the hands of trans youth. At the beginning of every morning, we recite our Down with the System pledge, study trans history, and practice using pronouns that are different than the ones that were assigned to us at birth. If any student ever misgenders another student or refers to themselves as cisgender, they are held back from recess and given additional transgender lessons.
In 1996, in Dunblane, Scotland, a man armed with multiple guns entered a school and murdered 16 children and their teacher. But instead of just offering thoughts and prayers, British people demanded change. A massive public campaign called the Snowdrop Petition pushed Parliament to act. First, they banned most private guns. Then they banned the rest. Within 2 years, virtually all guns in civilian hands were gone. If you owned one, you had to turn it in. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't popular with everyone. But it worked, because since Dunblane, there has not been a single school shooting in the United Kingdom. Not one. 0. The conservative estimate at how many school shootings have occurred in the USA in that time? Over 450. Now, I'm not going to waste your time telling you how to solve school shootings, and I don't want to hear about knife or other crime. I'm just telling you that by changing things, Children in the United Kingdom don't do active shooter drills. And parents don't kiss their children goodbye in the morning, worried they may be gunned down at their desk. A school shooting never happened again.
Okay, so to this gentleman here, the statistics that you just told us about the school shootings in the United Kingdom, that is great news that there was no more school shootings ever again. However, what happens to most countries that the government disarms their citizens? How's the United Kingdom doing now in 2025? How do your streets look? A separate statistic that I came across the other day on X, and I actually bookmarked it because I found it quite interesting. In the year 2000, we're talking about rapes here. This is not school shootings, I know, completely separate crime, but it was around the same year. You said that you all disarmed by 1998. You guys were all disarmed out there. In the year 2000, just in England and Wales, that's all I have the stats for here, when it came to rape crime reports, there was 8,593. Up to the year 2023, unfortunately this isn't updated right up to 2025, I'd actually really like to see that number. In the year 2023, 68,109. Can you tell me why that is? I mean, I can tell you why that is because there's other countries that have followed the same road and ended up the same way. And we're talking about Germany and France, where those numbers in the year 2000 were very similar, and those numbers in the year 2023 are very similar to England now. So if we were looking at just a solution for school shootings, well, yeah, kudos. I give you guys thumbs up. It seems like you guys solved the issue. However, you sacrificed the rest of your country. Your country, let's face it, has been pretty much well invaded. And it's come to the point where it seems, just saying guys, it seems like your government favors visitors over its own citizens. I mean, in certain parts of the United Kingdom now, you can't even pray in public if you're a Christian. You cannot even wear a cross in public if you're a Christian. Yet, there's calls to prayer 5 times a day on loudspeakers in certain areas out there. Your government throws people in jail for memes online, for things that they post up on Facebook. People have 6, 7 police officers showing up to their door, and these police officers also have rainbow colors on them, arresting them and putting them in jail for memes. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but it kind of looks from an outside person's point of view that you guys are truly living in a dictatorship. You know, like what the Americans complain about, stating that Donald Trump is a dictator. It kind of looks like you guys are truly going through that. I mean, like, let's be honest, England's not even really England anymore. Thank God, as of recent, you guys have some patriots that are hitting the streets and trying to take your country back. This should be a learning lesson to anybody else around the world. I mean, we've seen it happen to other countries before as well. If your government disarms you, it's never a good thing. Why do you think so many Americans are so adamant on never repealing the Second Amendment? Because they're not dumb. They've seen the ripple effect. They've seen it in history. Once a government disarms its citizens, it pretty much well turns into socialism, rolling right into communism, and then what happens? You're living under a true dictatorship, and you're being thrown in jail for posting memes online. Back to this gentleman's point about wanting to disarm people and take away their guns, that way there could be no more school shootings. I don't really think it would have the same results in the United States of America. There's a massive difference when it comes to the United Kingdom and certain left-leaning individuals that live in the United States of America. And what that is mental illness and antipsychotic medications. The United States is the most heavily medicated population of citizens pretty much all anywhere in the world. If you can point out anywhere else in the world where you have individuals that are age 20 and plus that are on medication as heavily as they are in the United States, please show me. Anybody with half a brain can see the only way to truly make any ground in solving this problem, it doesn't even mean it will be solved overnight, is to address the mental illness situation. Disarming the citizens is definitely not the answer. It may slow down the pace. If somebody wants to go out and commit an act like this, it may give them a little bit more of a pain in the ass on where on earth are they going to get the weapon to go out and commit this heinous crime. But chances are they're going to find a way. I've said it before and I'm going to say it once again, and it's not to be mean. You liberals do not seem to have any form of true survival instincts. Do you not realize if it was not for your Republican brothers and sisters, there's a chance that your freedom may have already been lost decades ago? Have you guys ever even really thought about that? It's the people that lean on the right that pretty much will keep you safe. Believe it or not, I know you guys hate to hear that, But the last thing you want to do is disarm your legal, law-abiding citizens. All right, guys, that is it for this one. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, pass it around, and interact with it in one way or another. Of course, I still have one more clip lined up for you guys. And until next video, have a good one, guys.
I'm going to say what you refuse to say. You're saying that kind of people. You are talking about a transgendered person, because the shooter in this incident was transgendered, and the shooter in the incident at the other Catholic school in Tennessee a couple of years ago was also transgendered. And it's almost as if you all are so close to making the connection, but you just can't. So I'm going to make the connection for you. Transgendered people have been terrorized by the American church. They have been demonized and dehumanized by the American church. And rather than accepting that they are different, that they were built different, they were made different, the religious part of this country wants to tell them all that they're going to hell and wants to exclude them from every possible sector of public life. That's not an excuse to go commit a mass shooting, but I can tell you what, it's going to screw your head up enough that you have a mental illness, that you have enough self-doubt and hate for other people, that you go and commit a mass shooting. Because one of the commonalities between all the mass shootings over the last quarter of a century is that all of them have a mental health problem, but not all of them are transgendered. And as a society, we don't want to fix the hate that we spew out to other people that make them behave this way. We don't want to treat the mental health problems that they have. We cut mental health funding, and not we, let's be very clear, it's the Republican Party that cuts mental health funding. After the Texas school shootings, Uvalde and Santa Fe, the state of Texas cut mental health funding in schools and also said that school counselors don't have to be licensed counselors. They can just be a chaplain. The Republican Party has shot down every effort to prevent people with mental illnesses from obtaining firearms, because how many children, they don't care how many children, every child in America could die. They are willing to lay every child on the altar for the Second Amendment. And there's a very good portion of this country that is sick and tired of it. Your gun, your right to own a gun, is not more important than my right as an educator to come home, or my children's right to go to school and get a good education and be able to come home at night without having to fear that somebody's going to come in there with a freaking AR-15 and shoot up the place. The problem isn't the transgendered community. The problem is the Republican Party refuses to take any action every single time this happens. That's the problem.